Hi. I love Giorno too, and I have for many years. In fact, his work was an inspiration more in the 70s when I was just coming up and stuff, but I always thought that the content was so dark and desperate, but somehow it elevated the reader and listener. I used to listen to his spoken word albums a lot. And actually my favorite quote from that, which really kind of kept me alive, was something from Grasping at Emptiness. And if I wasn't a fucking Buddhist, I'd put a gun in my mouth, and blow my fucking head off, And somehow that really kind of kept me on the straight and narrow. So I'm going to read a couple of poems now from back when I was running around New York in a state of ecstasy, just having arrived here and stuff and having a good time. Gerard Malanga looked positively glamorous getting into a cab at St. Mark's Place on my third day here in this bulging tent of a city. Somebody I recognized, even if it was from a Warhol movie. And the first party I went to, there was Bridget Pope wearing the same greasy turtleneck she wore in Chelsea Girls. It was just like the movie, a movie about the movie. It all merged like day and night merged, walking down 2nd Avenue past the holy house of St. Mark's, church of my heart, church of the word, cockeyed spire pointing to fierce American skies, crammed with poets and poems that filled my head and blended into the sweet smell of gasoline, the iron roar of 2nd Avenue traffic whirling pell-mell downtown, metallic symphony of cars and cabs and trucks, injecting pedestrians with that click-click speed city rhythm, that urban throb, truckloads of food and furniture shunting and bouncing over the potholes, Chinese, Burmese, Indian restaurants passing in a blur of hieroglyphic neon, cheap jacks and ratners and shack smoked fish, and the bodies cooling in the funeral parlor at 3rd Street, close by Tony's Cafe Deluxe, where we began each day guzzling scrambled eggs off the Formica with the hardcore mulatto ghost ship sailors, the chocolate-skinned ambulance dancers. I had the fever for their brown-eyed handsomeness, but they only loved girls, and I wanted to change that. I wanted to bevel their edges, reshape their priorities, but they laughed in my face when I tried to get sexy. They were nice, so nice. Tall, dark anacondas sipping homemade daiquiris, words flying like sparks as they cracked the Dexy whip, left me tongue-tied, French-fried, dried out, drier than Betty Ford. I let the air out of your sandwich, baby. I tried to emulate their diamond style with a hot white wire of methadone, hoping my goofball stare might somehow shatter hearts when I tottered into bars on those 8th Street platform heels, doubling my sense of elevation, looking for much more than a simple kiss, my arm holding a fist and demanding a leg, a jambon, the whole ham dripping grease and cracklings. Lunch was always turning into dinner, my medulla full of darts and thorns and dirty deeds, not dreams, but done in daylight and moonlight, in doorways and hallways, pool rooms and rent parties, broken locks and stand-up cocks popping like mushrooms, blurred snapshots of a goon world, extreme conditions documented in the flare of a flashbulb, Polaroids fanned like cards in a giddy fist, my faux Borsellino still balanced on my head at the most potent moments, the shutter clicked but the hammer never came all the way down, and I love this stinking town, New York, the ever-turning wheel that grinds exceeding fine. Right. And there's another one from the same period, since my daughter's grown up now. Walking out of the pharmacy, I felt the bones in my daughter's hand, fragile as a bird's, as that small owl dead on the road by Chip's garage. I took him home for a decent burial, and after asking permission from the Lord of the Birds to keep his beautiful feet with their fishhook talons and delicate feathering, hoping he would not need them in his next incarnation, I lopped them off with a sharp axe and laid him down in that corner of the backyard where the evening light falls like grace on the goldenrod, Blake's footprint on the stretching field, a possibility of deliverance hovering in the creamy oxygen of the air. Her hand is in my hand, and the delicacy of her skeletal structure is marvelous and terrifying. She's put murder in me, this tiny thing, this Ming vase. And I want to be butch. I want to be a steel-tipped, ass-kicking, body-bagging daddy-o, a papa, a dada longlegs, a true serialista, a hard-bodied padre who will clear a path for her through the encroaching ruins, put the deep boot into any jackal's ribs who comes sniffing round our campfire without a permit, protect her with beauty, truth, and maximum firepower against all the animals abroad in America. The impending contact and impact of this tabloid world, the vulgar metal slamming of cars and guns vibrating even at the edge of this last gold day of September, as the rude boys rock the fences on the playground in the playground on Thompson Street, the angle of the light already changed as it streams through the gaps in the tenements and the sun slides down toward December. Okay, last one. Sorry, I'm getting cotton mouth here. This is called To What? To what do I owe this insanitary napkin, these rusted blades whirling through air? I speak with the forked tongue of a long-chinned pale-face sauntering through the Lollapalooza, reeking of flowers and garlic. Churlish music hums in my head as the sun blinks out and in again, banked behind slate-grey clouds and gone again, gone deep as a spook shark, as deep as my daughter's pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes, while I begin again, kneel down and start it up. Fresh vistas, my green heart bold as a spring-wired cardinal, strutting for food chips among the scuffed leaves. A hammered steel knight of the three legs rampant on a field of mercury rising, lips loose and wrists stiff as a busboy's arm, fully laden with dish and dishes. Take me to your captain, let me lay it all on him, the gushy, pulsing flow of it, the bloody red rag of it, the metal-licking, gear-grinding mess of it. Open the throat and spit out the emptiness. Ahab in the sky with lightning, a man without a meat axe in a room full of oxen. Thanks.